guys, and welcome to today's Pick a Group reading. Today's reading is extra special because I have been doing these readings for the last 8.5 months, but they have always been on Patreon. This whole time I've been doing fortnightly guidance readings on Patreon, and I did make a lot of changes in July, and a part of those changes was bringing these readings onto YouTube. I wanted the collective to be able to have access to these readings, and I also wanted to manage my time better because I found out in June that my internet will probably not get fixed until August. So I only have so many gigabytes that I can use on a mobile broadband SIM card in Australia. It's very expensive to have mobile broadband in Australia, so I did have to change my content, and I also just had to be more aware of my personal time, like my energy as well. So welcome to today's fortnightly guidance reading. A little bit more information about this guidance reading is that it is predominantly used to get information for the next 2 weeks. So it will be filled with a prediction. I'll be using tarot to see what you can expect in the next 2 weeks. And then we are going to be getting lots and lots of oracle cards. I only used 3 decks this time. If you are a patron, you know that in the past I've used up to 7 decks before. I think I've used 7 oracle decks in a guidance reading before, because the main aim of these readings is to get as much guidance, as much advice, as much information about the next 2 weeks as possible. My intention is to give you more knowledge so that you can move forward making an informed decision in your life. So that is what you can expect in today's reading. Join me in the Pick a Group portion now. Hi guys, and welcome. So in this Pick a Group portion, we have 3 glasses, 3 pairs of glasses. I don't know how this happened, but all of them are from the same brand. And I did attempt to look for different glasses because I was like, this is going to look like a sponsorship video, and it's not. It is not a sponsorship video. I just really happen to like this brand of glasses, and they make them in Australia. It's an Australian owned company. It's not made in Australia, but it's an Australian owned company. So it just so happened that it's all the same brand. But anyway, we've got group 1 over here with these sort of pinky, reddy, you can kind of see the colors here. If I hold it like that, that's what the glasses kind of look like. They're very reflective. They're one of my favorite pairs. I haven't worn them in a while though. I stopped wearing them because I've got a different pair that I became very attached to, but this is group 1's pair of glasses, okay? I'm not even going to say the brand because goals, if they do sponsor us in future and we all get discounted sunglasses, but anyway, this is the first group. Group 2, you guys have the black pair of sunnies, and I liked these in theory, but as soon as I put them on, I realized they were not designed for my big head. So I've only worn these once, and I tried to give them to my sister and she didn't take them, so I think she forgot. She always says yes to things and then she forgets, so they're still with me. The black pair of sunnies, group 2. Group 3, we have the blue light glasses. So these are not sunglasses. These are my computer glasses. Look at that. They change the light to blue. They're very, very comfortable, easy to wear. I forget that they're on my head if I'm wearing them. I walk around doing my shopping and going to the gym with them on sometimes, and it's not until like I'm sweating that I'm like, wait a minute, these things are fogging up. Take them off. You're not blind. Take them off. So that's group 3, blue light. Group 2, you have the black pair, and group 1, you have the reflective orangey pinky colored ones with some light white, yellow hues. So those are the 3 groups, sweet peas. There will be a meditation portion after this section of the video. If you feel you need more time, you're welcome to join me in the meditation. Otherwise, timestamps are down below, and join me in your reading.
So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color. It could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading.
Hi group number 1 and welcome. If you guys chose this pair of sunglasses, they're the reflective pair. They don't really show up well in the light, but in this light, but this is what they look like. I realize I'm inadvertently showing you everything behind the back of this filming setup, but just wanted to flex the glasses again. I love this pair of glasses, but I don't wear them as much as I used to, so I'll pop those over there. They are huge. They're going to take up too much space in your reading, so I'm going to put them out of frame for now. But just remember, you are group number 1. Numero uno. To start your fortnightly guidance reading today, we are going to get initials from the Boggle box. These initials will be the initials of people who will play a significant role in the next 2 weeks. So I'm just going to shake this at the back here so it doesn't hurt your ears, but if you are wearing headphones or things with very loud or clear sound, just be wary. This is going to get loud. Oops. Hey, there we go. There we go. All right, let's lift that. So I'm going to show you the initials. I'm not going to take them out. Starting from the top here, we have R, R, Q, N, J, W, N, M. We also have O, T, N again, N 3 times. Oh my gosh. We have an F, A, E, V, C. So those are the initials of people who may be playing a very significant role in the next 2 weeks. We're going to get tarot now. I'm using a new deck. Very excited to use this deck. Oh, I love this deck so much already. This was sent in by a beloved patron, so thank you so much, sweet soul. I didn't get permission to say her name, but I'm very appreciative of you, and by now you've probably received a message from me congratulating you personally. So group 1, please spirit, thanking. Group 1, please spirit, what can they expect in the next 2 weeks? Oh, you got the Knight of Pentacles coming out for you guys. Look at him or her. The Knight could be a her. They usually have masculine energies though, but anyway. Group 1, please spirit. Group 1. What is going on in their next 2 weeks? We have the 10 of Cups for you guys. Ooh, something that took a long time to get to you is potentially culminating in the next 2 weeks. We have the 2 of Pentacles coming out as well. This took a long time and it isn't going to be easy moving forward. It will recover more structuring, but I do think that you're going to have a reason to celebrate in the next 2 weeks, and that whatever effort you've been putting into something, very long term is what I'm getting. You're going to feel rewarded emotionally in the next 2 weeks. We also have the Devil coming out reversed. Capricorn. Very strong in this reading, the Devil. Okay, your bottom deck energy at this point in time is the 4 of Pentacles. And have a look at this imagery. Have a look at that imagery. Wow. You guys, the next 2 weeks for you is about moving forward with plans that you've made for yourself that involve your emotional growth. I don't even want to say stability, although stability is the overarching energy here with the 4 of Pentacles. I see that the next 2 weeks for you are very important in solidifying a routine that is healthy for you. Emphasis on healthy. It feels like this was very much out of your comfort zone when you first thought about it, but the next 2 weeks is going to show you how safe it is, this new journey, and how I want to say full of growth it is as well, because although there's stability in the next 2 weeks for you, it's not the kind of stability where you feel stuck and stagnant. It's the kind of stability that is still encouraging you to continue growing. I feel like the next 2 weeks is bringing something that is, well, no, see, it feels like you've already done this. I might hold my Amazonite so I'm making this message clear for you, but with the Knight of Pentacles here, it feels like you've been doing something, and the next 2 weeks is you solidifying that practice. Like for you guys, maybe in the last month or so, you started a new routine, you started a new project, you started a new approach to an area of your life. And the next 2 weeks is solidifying that approach, that routine, and also giving you signs of recognition and achievement. It's like you're going to feel rewarded for whatever it is that you've committed yourself to here, whatever practice you've committed yourself to. And this is giving me health vibes or work vibes. So it has something to do with practice. And I feel like it took a lot of effort to be consistent in the beginning, but the next 2 weeks, whatever it is, it's going to feel like a breeze. It's going to feel very easy and organic to continue doing this. If you've started like a new health trend or something, it has something to do with either your health or your work. It could be a study practice maybe. I don't know if a lot of you guys are probably still on holidays, but there's this new approach to your routine that I feel is being solidified in the next 2 weeks. I also hear, my gosh, my throat. I also see here with the Knight and the Ten of Cups that this is something that's going to bring you a lot of happiness. And I feel not just a lot of joy, but with the Ten of Cups following the Knight, you need to know that this is something that is going to continually bring you happiness and joy. I feel like this is some sort of celebration as well. I can't shake that feeling. I'm going to be clarifying this row again, but the main message that I got was something that you'd been waiting for a while is going to start to show emotional results. And I think this Ten of Cups is potentially like a coming together of sorts. It could be a large celebration, it could be a smaller celebration, but the next 2 weeks you're going to be very much feeling the sentimental love and wanting more of that in your future. There's something beautifully present about this energy while also projecting. It's like when you're around the right people and you feel good, you're so in tune with the moment, it instantly makes you feel like I need more of this in my future. I want more of this in my future. So I do see that happening. I also need you to know that if you've had a rough while in this season of Cancer, some of us I know have had a really rough time in this Cancer season. I do see that stabilizing out in the next 2 weeks. I see a lot of joy coming in, a lot of harmony. There is this coming together feeling in your group one, and the Ten of Cups is really giving me that vibe. Now, the Two of Pentacles is similar to what the Knight of Pentacles was saying, but finessing it more into balance. The Two of Pentacles is encouraging you to balance your daily routine in the next 2 weeks, to make room for things and to structure things. I feel that it may be very helpful for you guys to get very practical, to make lists, to put things in your planner, to put little reminders in your calendar, set your alarms. Just be very aware of your time. Time management is what's coming to mind. I think that this could be because you're going to be busier than you were maybe wanting or than you're usually. But more than anything, it just feels like you've got things to do, and to make sure that you have time to do everything, really get onto that structure for yourself and make sure that you're also scheduling in time for you and time to wind down as well. I see you doing this well. You don't really need this advice. You just need to know that the next 2 weeks, it would be very helpful if you get really hands-on and practical with your time management and balance out that time for yourself so that you're ticking the boxes of what you need to do in your day while also giving yourself time to simply recharge and rest and do what you want as well. So I like this for you. We finish with the Devil reversed, which is really just highlighting to me that I think in the next 2 weeks, something is going to be made obvious to you. It's either something that you'd ended in your past, or it's something that you've been working through in your present. There's some sort of cycle of imbalance here that you're aware of and you've overcome. And I think the next 2 weeks is going to highlight this. It's going to really shine a spotlight on this and show to you that you've come a long way and that there are certain cycles, behaviors, people that you just don't want in your future. I see the devil acting as a temptation, but I see you not treating it that way. Like, even though this energy is coming your way to tempt you to go a little bit off the rails and to engage in patterns of behavior that are a part of your past, not your present or your future, I see you looking at this and just going, that's not really a temptation that I'm attached to anymore. That's not an idea that I am desiring anymore. It's very much like you claiming your power back over this situation. And the way that I could put this into context is that if you had struggled with drinking in the past and it's taken you a long time to recover, I see you guys either being tempted by alcohol because there's this happy reunion setting and people are drinking, and you choose to either stay sober, or you choose to drink, and instead of blacking out and being unable to control yourself, you have a very good night and a very good time simply indulging for your tastes, not your addictions. So there is a feeling here with the devil that whatever this is, it's something that you've worked through in your past, and it used to be an unhealthy attachment that felt addictive or that it had control over you, but now you have control over it. You're deciding how much you want, when you want it, and what you want it for. It's not a need, it's not a band-aid solution, it's more of like an indulgent thing that you do sometimes or maybe not at all. So I really do like that for you. I think the next 2 weeks for you, group 2, there's a lot of building towards your character, and there's a lot of confirmation of what you've been through and what you're now capable of. I see the opportunity for emotional progression here in a culminating situation, a very lovely, like, happy family situation. And I see that the overall idea behind all of this is to show you that you are stable, or you're at least in a better position now than you used to be, however you choose to measure that, whether we're looking at money, whether we're looking at happiness, success, however you measure your success. It feels like you've been through a transformation, and even though you're still working, you're still moving towards goals, you're still doing a lot better than you had been before. Whether that was a month ago, 6 months ago, this is going to be a somewhat interesting week, or 2 weeks, should I say, because while you're very present, you're also projecting so much into your future with a lot of optimism and practical movement. So the Four of Pentacles has another message. It's also just encouraging you to, with your time management, also manage your money well, okay? I think you're already onto this, but I see that whatever this is, you've committed yourself to something long-term. This Knight of Pentacles is saying that you're putting a lot of effort and potentially energy in towards a long-term tangible achievement. So just be aware of how that is reflecting upon your resources as well, whether you need more time for other activities or whether you need more money for other activities. Just be aware of what resources you're working with. That is kind of like my budgeting card in a fortnightly guidance reading that's encouraging your group to just be aware of the resources that you're working with and to use effective resource management towards your goals and your daily living requirements. That's a very fancy way of saying just budget. Just budget. All right. Let us move forward into the favorite part for me, which is the oracle cards. I'm going to start with the Heart Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck. Thank you. Okay, so group 1, in the next 2 weeks, can we give them some advice when it comes to love? Can we give them some advice when it comes to love? Oh, we got the sacral chakra coming out in the upright position. What do you guys think of this deck too? If you're someone who's happy to, I'd love to know what you think down below. We have the Hermit coming out reversed. Wow, so you're being pushed out of a comfort zone here. Slowly but surely, Spirit really wants you to expand. They're trying to trick you. I'm sorry, but they are. The Five of Cups reversed. Spirit and your guides are trying to trick you. We have the Two of Wands. Spirit, this is too many cards. We have the Four of Swords. Thank you. And we also have the Five of Wands over here. I'm going to have to get rid of this deck because it is quite obnoxious compared to the one cards behind it. So I'm going to take that card, we'll put it there, and I'll get rid of this deck because it's taking up a lot of room. Your bottom deck energy is the Hierophant card. I'm not too sure if this was meant to be reversed, but we're being shown it reversed at this point in time. So really, all these cards here, we'll start on the left, but I do need you to know, this is my left, your right, sorry. I do need you to know that your guides are actually trying to trick you, okay, in a helpful way. You've been through changes in the recent past. You've been through a lot of change, and I feel that many of you are still recovering from those changes and still very much in protection mode. You're living frugally with a survival mentality. In many ways, you have blossomed. Group 1, you've become something that is worth celebrating and worth acknowledging. And I feel like you've done part of that, but I think that another part of you is still just trying to catch up on everything, and you're not really comfortable with more change. Like if you could choose, you would choose to continue focusing on what you've been through rather than making room for what is going to happen. So I see Spirit and your team trying to trick you and make you think that that's what they're doing for you. They're making you think that in the next 2 weeks, all you have to do is continue focusing on the collateral damage that happened from your most recent upheavals and trials and changes. But the truth is, they're preparing you for a lot more growth. And the idea of this growth is that it is naturally going to bring more change, Group 1, but with that change is a lot more positive growth, a lot more positive blessings, a lot more get out of your comfort zone, please, because we have some big things to give you and we can't give them to you if you continue to think that you're just surviving. They want you to get into a thriving mentality, and the best way that they can do that to you is to trick you into thinking that you are still surviving. But the truth is, they've got big plans for you. And I see that you're kind of not privy to a lot of this. It's in your subconscious. You're so connected to your guides, but they've managed to distract you by showing you so many material things. They've managed to distract you by giving you these material things to work on. The truth is, your energy is like just perfect. You're attracting so much towards you. You are in a period of growth. Your sacral chakra is open. You're feeling, whether you know this or not, you're very attractive right now. You're like a sponge for creativity and passion and just birth in general. So be careful. Just be careful. You're very, very attractive and conceptive. Is that even a word? But anyway, I see that you are growing, and your sacral chakra, being this magnet, is pulling a lot of opportunity your way. I do ask you to give yourself a healthy outlet in the next 2 weeks to to explore your passions and your interests, because if not, you're going to succumb to other people's passions and interests. When you are this passionate, or when you are this attractive, a lot of energy is attracted to you. And if you aren't channeling that energy for your own desires, you'll find yourself fulfilling other people's needs. When your sacral chakra is like this, from personal experience, we end up doing what other people want from us because they're attracted to our vibrations. They can sense that we're fruitful, fertile, and they can sense that we're out here creating. They want to be a part of that. So they inject their own ideas into our sacral chakra, our womb, and make us conceive them for them with our passion, with our creativity. And really, if we're not aware of this, we can waste this energy on other people's dreams and goals rather than on our own. So heads up, you're very fertile. Make sure you're birthing your own child, okay? Not somebody else's. Now, with the Hermit reverse, they do want you to know that you're going to be very distracted in the next 2 weeks, and that is on purpose. Your guides are tricking you, sweets, but this is a period of you simply living presently, and it's not bad. Like, I want you to know there's nothing wrong with this. You are a spirit having a human experience, and a part of that human experience is knowing your physical world, connecting to your physical world. And your next 2 weeks is really very much about your physical world, whether you're focusing on your work, your health, those two especially, or family, those three especially. You're very focused on your material world. I do want you to make time for yourself as well with this Two of Pentacles, this Four of Pentacles. You don't have a lot of resources. You're only one person, remember? So make sure that if you are an introverted person, if you know that you're someone who needs your downtime, make sure you prioritize that, or at least plan for that. Maybe you don't have to prioritize it, but at least plan for it. Over here with the Five of Cups reversed, with change your focus reversed, they are kind of coming back to that original message when it comes to love. There is this feeling as though you're going to see a lot of improvement in the next 2 weeks towards behaviors or a commitment that you've made to yourself. And it feels like there is love coming, and your attitude, your optimism has a massive role to play in that. Now, I know this is a stereotypical thing that a lot of readers like to say, but with this card coming out in the reverse, this is more confirmation that you've been doing the right thing here. You've been trying in your best way, in your personal way, to overcome whatever downfalls you've experienced when it comes to love in your past. And I think that with this Five of Cups in the reverse, there's a hint here that we are progressing towards the Six of Cups, towards this soulmate energy, this coming home feeling, especially because your sacral chakra is open and blossoming right now. I think that you need to know that it's nothing that you are doing when it comes to when your soulmate can come in terms of you're not causing delays, your behavior isn't causing delays, but your positive mindset is certainly helping. At this point in time, I feel like it's just a matter of letting this person come in when they are coming in. And the best way for you to do that is to keep your mind open, keep your heart open, and to just let their energy be received on your end. I feel like you're doing this, you guys. I think Spirit just wants you to know that if you're concerned about why you don't have the right people in your life when it comes to love, then it's nothing that you are doing, like you're not causing delays is what I want to say. I hope that's not confusing. You're not causing delays, and they do want to encourage you to continue keeping your heart open, working through whatever emotional triggers are presenting themselves to you, and to be ready to receive the soulmate when they come in. I feel that some of you, like, this isn't a romantic soulmate, this could be a friend, but they are a soulmate. Now, with the Two of Wands here in the reverse, we have spread your wings, and I feel like this is you with tunnel vision. There's this you with tunnel vision energy here. I know we were asking about love, but this card is a reflection of your whole practice at the moment, your whole mentality at the moment. I feel like you are committing yourself to things at the moment, and you are focused on things at the moment, and you will have energy for specific things at the moment. And I think that that's a healthy thing for you, but there is also this message that when it comes to love, I think you got to try to keep your mind open and your energy clear. So the best way that I could say this is when it comes to manifestation, for example, the first step is to set clear intentions. The second step is to do what you can to achieve your manifestation, however practically possible. And then once you have done whatever it is that you can, it is about waiting for the universe to finish that co-creation with you. So I really do feel like this Two of Wands is kind of about making sure that your intentions are clear. Yes, it's okay to have tunnel vision in that respect of how you feel your love situation is supposed to be. But when it comes to receiving this manifestation, you got to stay open to that. After you've done everything that you can, just keep your mind open and let the universe deliver to you. As long as your intentions are clear and you've done what you can, let the universe bring the rest to you here. That's what it's feeling like with that card. Now, over here with the Four of Swords, we have just breathe. And honestly, that is kind of confirming to me that you are going to have a busier 2 weeks than you've recently been having. I think that group one, it is going to be important for you to prioritize this time for yourself. Even if it's time to do breathing exercises, this could be very specific information. But when it comes to love, I feel like this card is more so talking about a slower period going on here, a healing period going on here. I think that you need to know that the next 2 weeks for you is supposed to be uncomplicated. If you're feeling a little bit bored and kind of like, oh, where's Mr. or Mrs. or person number right? Person, where's the right person? When are they coming in? I feel like your next 2 weeks when it comes to love are supposed to be uncomplicated because there is actually a lot going on for you and there's only so much that you can physically take. So I don't see a lot of chaos. I see reflection for you. I see busyness. I see healthy distractions for you. And I see love not necessarily being the main focus for you, but definitely something that you are holistically working on. I see that it is in your best interest to try to stay optimistic if you can, do your best. You're allowed to have your down days. We all do. But at the end of the day, you're not doing anything wrong here. Group 1. It's just about making sure your intentions are clear, whether you're fixing a current relationship or manifesting a new one or still trying to get over an old one. Set your intentions, make sure they're clear, do what you can to achieve that manifestation, and then let the universe deliver in their divine timing. You're not supposed to be bending your back trying to make the impossible happen when it comes to love in the next 2 weeks. We end the love portion with the Five of Wands over here, and the Five of Wands reversed is actually very encouraging. I see peace energetically. I see the opportunity to maybe have a healing conversation with someone who felt like they were very challenging towards you. I see an opportunity to just unwind, to pull your energy back, and to just focus on yourself. When this card is in the upright, it mostly represents challenging times in this deck, but it is the competition card. It is that feeling of being pitted against other people and having to really assert yourself over the situation. So honestly, in love in general, it's not supposed to be challenging. It's not supposed to be a competition. You're not supposed to feel like you have to assert yourself over the situation. If you know in your heart that you are happy and that you've done what you can to make your manifestation come correct, then just let the universe deliver in their divine timing. Don't break your back trying to make the impossible happen. That is not your job. You are a spirit having a human experience. Let your spiritual team help deliver the impossible to you. You simply focus on your human experiences in the next 2 weeks and ensure that you're keeping your vibration focused on yourself because you're so fertile. Let us see what other advice they can give you about the next 2 weeks. Group 1, please, Spirit, what other advice do you have for them? Oh, meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. So this card, I've started taking reversals in this deck. I don't know if Yasmin Boland, the creator of this deck, would approve, but I love reversals and I love the depth that they offer to readings. So I'm going to share the reverse meaning as my interpretation intuitively. I feel like this new moon is highlighting loose ends that need to be tied up. This new moon in Cancer is probably very emotionally, I don't want to say triggering, but revealing to you. And you're at a point now where you are where your soul, maybe you're subconsciously doing this even, you're actually trying to bring the things that you've been craving into your physical existence, whether that's emotional connection, more stable family connections, more love connections, more friendships, more physical connections, more physical progress, more physical success. I feel like we're tying up loose ends and we're also just preparing ourselves for new beginnings subconsciously. Most of you aren't even aware of this, but the next 2 weeks you are going to be tying up a lot of loose ends, especially at this like celebration thing. If you're having like a big celebration or a reunion situation, I see that this is going to offer you the opportunity to have some conversations that are very healing for you, that you've been thinking about for a long time, and that will help you get things off your chest. This card reversed is actually saying that you're going to be busy. You're not going to really have time to slow down, but I see you doing this with grace. It's not the kind of busy where I would really encourage you to just sort of think about, what is important. It's the kind of busy that is healthily distracting, that is soothing, because we're getting a lot of things done and we're satisfying a lot of needs as well. What else does Group 1 need to know about their next 2 weeks? We have be bold and make the first move. Yeah, you are action orientated here. There's a lot of Capricorn energy. This is a cardinal moon. We had the Devil card. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. But regardless, there's also this Virgo energy of practical steps and planning and being very careful about the steps that you take with that Knight of Pentacles. So I do see you making progress and feeling like you're making progress as well in the next 2 weeks. You need to know that you can expect some things to really start to roll forward in a very helpful way. And I feel like this is preparing you for new beginnings without really telling you that there's going to be new beginnings. We have don't let your past hold you back. I feel like you are going to feel reminded of how far you've come. It's not going to be in a way where like, look what you've missed out on. No, it's going to be very helpful. In fact, you're going to feel like this devil reversed. You no longer have an attachment or an addiction to who you used to be and to the behaviors that you used to indulge in. Nowadays, if you wish to indulge in those behaviors, you're the one that's in control. They're not controlling you anymore. So I really do think that something is going to come full circle in the next 2 weeks and really give you this massive moment to pat yourself on the back for who you are today and how much you have overcome. We also have conclusions are within reach. So yes, I do think that you're solidifying things and tying up old cycles so that you can prepare yourself for a new one. This is a full moon eclipse. And your bottom deck energy is work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So I feel like with this being your bottom deck energy, the overall message here is that you're not supposed to be struggling right now. You're supposed to simply be focusing on moving forward. And this is in a very distractive way. Distractive, by the way, not destructive. You're distracted in a healthy way. You're focused on your material endeavors, and it's helping distract you from your subconscious fears. And I feel like a subconscious fear for you is change, is having to deal with curveballs, the unexpected, the things that you haven't planned and prepared for. This is going to happen in your future, sweet pea, but you don't need to worry about that. Not only does your spiritual team have you, but these curveballs are actually big, big blessings. So maybe I should do a blessings video next. Let's get some practical self-care advice for you to close your reading. Group 1, what self-care advice do you have for them? Oh, that was very quick. We have breathe in bliss, exhale bullshit. Yes, I love that. There's your first piece of practical self-care advice. We have keep your thoughts positive. We know that that is helpful, especially for you in the next 2 weeks. Your mentality is everything when it comes to love. It's not to say that if you have a down day, you've jeopardized everything. Please don't feel that way. It is only natural for you to have your ups and downs, and you are allowed to have those moments where you simply need to feel. It's not natural to be so controlling over something so organic as an emotion. But once you do train yourself over time with, consistency to be a more optimistic thinker, it does become natural. I'm speaking from personal experience here. It does become natural and you don't have to control it anymore. And you also, with practice, you start beating yourself up less when you do feel sad. You start just accepting that, sometimes you're going to feel sad and that's fine, but that doesn't define your character, We also have tune into your inner peace. So I like this for you because I think that you're going to have opportunities to do that. I think that this is also reminding you to just focus on that peace. Not I'm just surviving or I'm just barely getting there. Like, no, look at it as I'm in a very peaceful opportunity, a very peaceful time in my life where things are maybe not evolving rapidly, but at least they're not as destructive as they used to be. We also have your bottom deck energy, allow unlimited abundance. I love this. This is actually some closing advice in general. Your overarching energy is that you have blessings coming your way, sweets. You've got some big things coming. And I feel like this is because of all the effort that you've been putting into your world. I feel like this is a massive reward for the energy that you've been aligning in your life. And it could be subconsciously perceived as fearful change, but that isn't the truth of the situation. So just continue to focus on these new endeavors that you're kind of working towards, this balance of love and what I want to say connection, as well as material progression. And before you know it, these blessings will be knocking on your door. So group 1, that's what I have for you. That has been your fortnightly guidance reading, your 2-week prediction reading. I hope it was helpful. I hope you managed to confirm things that you may already have known. I want to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. Look after your beautiful selves, group number 1, and I shall see you in another video. Bye! Hi group 2 and welcome. If you guys chose these key sunglasses, then this is going to be your fortnightly guidance reading. So group 2, I used to do these readings every fortnight on Patreon only. So I was always getting messages about like, please do more guidance readings, but I was actually doing these every fortnight on Patreon for the last 9 months nearly. I've been doing them. So I made the decision in July to bring them public and make them an early access video instead, because honestly, the messages personally were very helpful. And I think that it's something that the collective will be able to benefit from. So to start your reading today, we are going to get some initials from the Boggle Box. These initials will tell us who could be playing a significant role in the next 2 weeks of your life. So I'm going to pop this sunglasses out of frame because they're very big and they're taking up valuable space for the cards. So shuffling this over here so that it doesn't hurt your ears, but if you are wearing headphones, please be warned, this is probably going to be loud. Okay, dokie. Oh, I'm nervous. There we go. Oh, I saw my own initials in there. That's weird. Okay, so group 1, starting from the top. Someone who could be playing a significant role in your life could have a name that starts with O, L, S, U, W, S, W, C, Z, O, S again, R, A, Y, M, A. So a lot of repeat letters here, a lot of synchronicities. We got 3 S's, we've got 2 W's, we've got 2 O's, 2 A's, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the doubles. So I'm going to push that over there. Let's get some tarot now. We're going to see what you can expect in the next 2 weeks. So I'm using a new tarot deck. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to the beautiful patron who sent this my way. You are too kind. And also, I'm just so grateful that I can share this deck with you guys because I have been fangirling over it since I opened the package this morning. It is so beautiful. Okay, group 2, please, Spirit. What can they expect in the next 2 weeks? What can they expect in the next 2 weeks? Group 2, what can they expect in the next 2 weeks? Ooh, we got the 5 of Pentacles coming out for you. I'm going to clarify for you straight up because I know that some of you guys are going to be afraid of that card. Group 2, what can they expect in the next 2 weeks? What can they expect? We have Destiny coming out reversed. Oh my gosh. Beautiful imagery. Look at this artwork. That's just gorgeous. Wow. Oh my gosh. Group 2, what can they expect? We have the 4 of Wands coming out. It wanted to show itself reversed, so I'm going to keep that in mind, but I don't think that's essential for you. We have the 6 of Coins reversed now. Can I get clarifying cards for the 5 of Pentacles, please? What is the 5 of Pentacles doing in Group 2's reading? What is the 5 of Pentacles doing in Group 2's reading? We have the 8 of Swords. What is the Destiny card doing in Group 2's reading? We have the Knight of Swords. Gosh, these cards are just amazing. And the 4 of Wands. What is the 4 of Wands doing in Group 2's reading? What is the 4 of Wands doing in Group 2's reading? They're showing me the 10 of Wands now with these rhinoceros beetles. I think they're rhinoceros beetles. That's all we call them in Australia. I don't know what they actually are. The 6 of Pentacles, please. Can you clarify the 6 of Pentacles? What is the 6 of Pentacles doing in Group 2's reading? We have the 5 of Swords in the reverse. It looks like a scythe. Is that what you call them? A scythe? A scythe? A sifa? I don't know. Like a reaping thing. A reaping thing. Your bottom deck energy is the 5 of Cups, sweet pea. The next 2 weeks, you're going through a lot of changes. This group, you guys, this group is all about change. So if you are feeling this, because I don't think it's coming out of nowhere, I think that it's happening in a way where you're supposed to kind of be aware of it. Like it's been a long time coming. You're going through physical changes, you're going through emotional changes, you're feeling like you're being pushed up against a wall and that you have to do something. But the truth of the situation is, I see that for many of you, it's just about starting with your mind and decluttering your thoughts, categorizing your thoughts in layers of importance. Because for many of you, you do have a lot going on, and you've lost touch with reality in terms of what is valuable, what is worth your time and energy, and what is you just really exerting yourself with minimal reward. I do see a lot of change for you, and with the Five of Cups being your bottom deck overarching energy, it feels like a lot of this change is going to cause strain on your emotions. It's going to really overwhelm you. So please be aware in the next 2 weeks that it is imperative for you to look after yourself and to categorize things by layers of importance. What is actually worth your time and your energy? What is worth investing in? Do you need to do this because you need to pay your bills and get a roof over your head? Do you need to go to this event because it is going to be something that brings you joy? Or is it instead going to be something that pulls you back and makes you feel like, you know, you didn't even want to go in the first place? It's really important that you give yourself space and time to reflect in that way, Group 2, because this change is happening for a reason, but it's not helpful when you act impulsively without reflection. I do see that in the next 2 weeks, this change will be a lot easier with a clear way forward. Okay, the Five of Pentacles is telling me that this situation is something that is going to change your material situation or your physical world. But with the Eight of Swords here, it's going to be an easier transition if you're able to think clearly by categorizing these things by levels of importance. I do see the Eight of Swords being you maybe needing to speak to somebody to help you ground yourself, if that's the kind of personality that you are. For me personally, I actually work better when I'm alone. Like, that sounds terrible, but it's not that I'm too proud to ask for advice, but like the way that I've raised myself and been raised is that I do better when I have time to reflect and when I have time to clearly think about what is important to me and what is worth moving towards. If that is who you are, then that is what you'll need. But if you are someone who needs advice, if you are someone who needs someone to sort of remind you of who you are or what you need because they know you so well and they actually care about you, then do that as well. I just think that in general, these changes are going to be made easier for you when you're thinking clearly and when you're not coming from a place of hopelessness and fear, like your back has been placed against a wall and you have to fight to get out. That's the last thing that you need to do, because it's going to lead to less than favorable results here with destiny reversed. I do think that what is happening is supposed to happen because you've been heading the wrong way for some time. Destiny reversed is telling us that this period is a period of transition, and I feel like, as bad as it may feel or as unfortunate as it may feel, it's actually preparing us for when things go right again. The way that I've been starting to look at the Wheel of Fortune reversed is that when it's like this, it's helping us declutter our lives so that when we do start winning again, when we start getting those W's and that success, we're being able to share that with the right people and the right settings and with the right things around us. It's almost like we wouldn't be ready or able to achieve what we are destined to achieve until we declutter our energy in this moment. And I think that with the Knight of Swords here, the impulse is to do this as fast as possible, but you do need to try to think before you act. I see that you want to do this quickly, but just make sure that you're doing this with clarity, with a clear mind, and without the emotions, dictating the outcome. Because I think that your primary emotions are coming from a place of fear or potentially anxiety. So it would be very helpful for you to just take that time to reflect and to make sure that your mind is clear so that you know how to move through this. The next 2 weeks for you, although you've got all this change, you're also, with the Four of Wands here and the Ten of Wands, there is also this opportunity to examine how you are investing your energy. So I do think that as much as you feel like you're being delivered obstacles or challenges, The truth is, you have the power to choose what you want to invest your energy in. And as long as you are prioritizing what is best for you, you can't fail. Spirit's indicating that you'll only really start to feel overwhelmed if you haven't been managing your energy well. And be honest with yourself. Be honest with those around you. If people are wanting a lot of your time and energy, tell them, this is all I have. My capacity is limited to 4 wands. I know you want me to be out here pushing myself to the 10 of wands purpose or point, but the truth is I only have 4 wands to give, and one of them is for me. So you can share this with my work or with my need to put a roof over my head, but just know I only have technically 4 wands. So I do see that it is a matter of how you choose to manage your energy and to be honest about the capacity that you're working with, whether you have a lot to give or whether you need to be very careful and honest with the people around you and tell them, like, listen, I know that you need me to be there for you right now, but I'm actually just barely scraping by myself, and I need to think of myself right now. And I promise that when things are better, we'll catch up properly and I'll be able to kind of explain this better. But for now, I've only got 4 wands. Because this is what is going to start bringing more stability back. As much as you are going through physical changes and emotional changes, your energy is your power. And you can keep this as a balance in your life, as a grounding factor in your life, a stabilizing factor in your life. No matter what people give to you or take from you, you will always have your own energy in your control. Now over here with the 6 of Pentacles reversed, I do see a concern over money for you guys. It's coming in strongly. Please be aware of your finances in the next 2 weeks. Try to refrain from making any massive purchases or from committing yourselves to really big loans in the next 2 weeks. If you have to, if you really, really have to take out that loan because you need it, just make sure that you're getting a second opinion first and that you're reading the fine print before you sign anything that has to do with money. Before you commit yourself to any sort of loan, read the fine print first and make sure that you maybe get a second opinion, because you could get a better deal elsewhere. With the 5 of Swords reversed, there is a feeling as though we're being pushed into this when there could be other options, other alternatives for us, so that we're not cutting ourselves short and committing ourselves to a situation that is only going to leave us without. I do think that there is a better way to deal with this financial deficit or this material deficit. I do think that for many of you, if you're trying to budget your money better, it could be helpful to just get like a second opinion, whether that's a friend or a professional here. With the 5 of Swords reversed, I do see that whatever it is that you're doing with your money, someone is losing. So don't make it you. Whatever's happening here, make sure that you're not losing when it comes to your money. So let us get some cards now. We're going to get some oracle cards. This is the favorite part of the reading for me personally. These oracle cards are going to tell us about your love in the next 2 weeks. So love specifically for group 2, please, Spirit. What can they expect in the next 2 weeks when it comes to love? We have the Hierophant Teach in this deck coming out reversed. We also have the Ace of Pentacles coming out as a blockage. Group 2, what can they expect in love in the next 2 weeks? Oh, this came out for group 1 as well. We've got the 4 of Swords. It's called Just Breathe in this deck. Just breathe. Group 2, what can they expect when it comes to love in the next 2 weeks? We have the Moon, Confront. We also have the 6 of Swords, Healing Begins. And your bottom deck energy is the 8 of Wands, Success and Growth. Interesting. For you guys, when it comes to love in the next 2 weeks, I do see movement, but the main blockage is someone is very, 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 very focused on starting something new when it comes to their material world. Now, I feel like you have a relationship that is trying to be strengthened in love here, especially if you are partnered up, okay? Especially if you have a partner in your life and the two of you are together and you both know that you're together. I see this relationship really kind of needing to be focused on in terms of like your bond in the next 2 weeks is going to receive pressure, and either you strengthen under the pressure, or if you're not openly discussing your thoughts and feelings with each other, your bond will fracture. And it does depend on how you choose to act and talk to your partner. That will depend on how your relationship evolves. Naturally, communication is key. So if you are in a relationship, I do see pressure here. I see fractures and fissures, and I see that if you're keeping communication open, if you're focusing on moving forward and healing and addressing this situation as temporary and as something that can be overcome by being honest with your partner and being open with them, even if the truth is you don't know why you feel like this, you just need to figure it out, that is still being honest with them, then your relationship is going to survive this challenge. But if you aren't doing that, there will be fractures, and these fractures will only get worse until you actually start having these conversations. Now, the other thing that the card are saying, if you are single here, I don't feel like you're going to be focusing on love in the next 2 weeks. I think that some of you may use romance as a distraction, and it's going to be like an escapism thing where you're just fantasizing about it, but we're not really projecting serious, or we're not really focusing on a serious relationship if we're single in the next 2 weeks, group 2. Many of you are just focusing on your material world. This Ace of Pentacles, if you're single, is coming out as a blockage because you have something in your material world that requires your attention, and if you don't give it your attention, it will fracture, it will fall apart, and it won't be able to blossom in the way that you want it to. So when it comes to love, you're all very, very focused on solidifying, or at least repairing, where there is tension on your material world, your physical world. You're not really, especially if you're single, you're not really able to progress efficiently at this stage when it comes to love until you confront the fears that may be limiting you and the things that may be triggering you, being honest about your feelings as well, especially if you are a partner. I see that the next 2 weeks in love are going to bring up thoughts from your past potentially, and these thoughts are meant to be confronted, but we might just try to suppress them and pretend like they don't exist. There are answers in those thoughts, group 2. Those answers are trying to help us move forward. If not, we're going to continue the cycle of suppression and secrecy. I do see that the best way for you to grow is to actually confront these thoughts for what they are, to acknowledge this situation as temporary, and to just focus on what you truly want when it comes to love, whether that's a stable future with your current partner or something more adaptive with a new person. You are expanding, group 2, and all of this change that's happening is impacting your emotions. It is impacting the way that you see your reality and the way that you are responding to your reality, because you're the creator of your reality, group 2. People can tell you this and tell you that and give you this and give you that, but your energy is yours. You have control over that. How you react is under your control, and you create your reality through your reactions. So if you want these changes to work in your favor, it is a matter of being tempered in this situation and letting your actions come from a place of clarity, whether we're talking about your love or just in general here. We're going to move forward, get some Moonology cards to see what in general Spirit wants you to know about your next 2 weeks. Group 2, please, Spirit, what can they expect in the next 2 weeks? What advice do you have for them in the next 2 weeks? Group 2, please, Spirit. We have, don't let your past hold you back. Now, I do think that something about your past is being highlighted in the next 2 weeks, and it is something that is trying to bring you clarity to be able to move forward. The South Node isn't something that we focus on. Like some astrologists talk about it, others don't like to look at it at all in a natal chart, but you do need to know that the South Node reflects where you've been and who you were and how you used to be. It can be helpful to reflect upon the parts in your life that have since passed, so that you can learn and move forward. But dwelling in those parts of your life does lead to stagnation, because we can't change what we did and who we were. I feel like the next 2 weeks for you, don't let your past hold you back, is really asking for you to confront, similar to the moon here, the things in your past that are holding you back, to not pretend that they didn't happen or that they don't currently exist in your emotional awareness, but address them, confront them. Why do I still feel like this? Why is the little child within me still contemplating these thoughts or feeling these feelings? Why years later do I still feel this way? Why is it still pulling me back when I just want to move forward? Group 2, please, Spirit. We have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries over here. So, oh my gosh, I was just about to cry. I think this is going to be a very emotional experience for many of you, and it would be helpful for you to make sure you do it in a safe place by yourself, or journaling it out, or with someone. If you're someone who has a close person that you tell everything to, who doesn't judge you, who simply listens and responds lovingly, then you could probably tell them. But for most of you, this is something that's best done alone. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So I do see movement for you once you address these things. I see that the suppression and the secrecy of it all is partially, or mostly, contributing to the confusion and the delays that you think you are experiencing. The truth is, the wheel has to be reversed for you right now, because you can't move forward like this. Certain things need to be addressed and brought to light in order for you to be able to progress into who you are destined to be. These changes are necessary and healthy, but just remember, it's about how you react to these changes that will dictate your future. A fiery climax approaches does indicate a lot of new beginnings for you. This Aries full moon does indicate a lot of new beginnings for you, but I think that a big part of having these new beginnings is addressing the endings and really appreciating what in your past may still be holding you back. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell them from this deck? Group 2, what other information can you tell them? This came out for group 1, so I'm sensing a collective energy. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon in eclipse. I did feel like July was going to be challenging for a lot of us. It came through in a lot of readers' predictions, but for you guys, group 2, the full moon eclipse over here is trying to give you hope that whatever struggles you are facing, whatever challenges you are facing, whatever changes you are going through, they are only temporary. And the main objective behind them is to align you with who you are destined to be, where you are destined to be, and how you are destined to be. Know that whatever challenge you are going through, it is temporary, and it is an opportunity for you to show yourself who you can be by reacting appropriately. I do think that these conclusions are within reach card is coming out, because for many of you, you just need to know that these changes are supposed to be helpful for you. These changes are supposed to take certain things away so that you have more room for the things that you actually want in your life. Now over here, we have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. This card is reversed. This is telling me that there are things that you've already created, or how do I word this? It's kind of like years ago, you guys planted a seed and you told yourself that you wanted something, and you whispered it into the universe and you thought, nobody's going to hear me. It's been 6 months, nothing's happened. 1 year, nothing's happened. 2 years, nothing's happened. The truth is, that whole time that you were focused on what hasn't been happening, that seed grew roots and it started to germinate beneath the soil. And as you forgot about it and focused on other things and distracted yourself with other things, it continued to grow, and to a point where it may be almost unrecognizable now, but it still has your intention, it still has your energy. And I feel like, to some degree, this is something that you want. It's just coming in an unrecognizable package that looks destructive and like something that you should be afraid of, because it's coming with so many changes. In order to have it in your life, you need to change your material circumstances, you need to change your emotional circumstances, you need to lose some things and take action towards the things that you do want. And at first it just feels like that you're being asked to do all these things. But the truth is, this is actually something that you've always wanted. And if you really, really want it, you still have the power and the control to make it happen with your energy. So I do think that it is highlighting free will, this card. Nothing is yet set in stone. That is true, because your reality is a reflection of your actions and reactions to the situations that you face and the challenges and the experiences that you go through. If you do want this for yourself, it is going to require you to move with these changes and to react in a way where you're getting what you want, not just doing the bare minimum to continue existing. I feel like you guys are progressing and you're on the precipice of something very new here, exciting and new. The last hurdle is confronting your fears and having these conversations and addressing these emotions that you've previously suppressed, being honest about your circumstances and truthfully accepting the situation for what it is so that you can move forward. I see a lot of success for you if you just follow your inner compass of what you truly want, not focusing on how difficult it is to have that. Stop focusing on the obstacles that stand between you and what you want. Focus simply on what you want, and honestly, it will start to be a lot easier for you. Focusing on the challenges creates more delays, more distractions, more adversity. I really think that for you guys, you've wanted this for so long and your actions haven't matched up with that for so long that the universe is forcefully taking certain things from your life now to sort of help you, to remind you that you're not actually attached to these things. This is what you want instead. This is what you want instead. And even though the situation seems cruel, it seems like it's very unfortunate, and it seems like it's very unhelpful, it's preparing you for what you've wanted all along. Your bottom deck energy here is communication is key, and I'm not surprised that this card is coming out for you. You need to address your subconscious fears, and they're not even really subconscious anymore. For some of you, they're things that you use to escape your reality. They're fantasies that you have to escape your reality. They're thoughts that you have to escape your reality. You've been manifesting another version of existence for yourself through your daydreams, through your escaping thoughts, your dreams and fantasies. You've been manifesting that. Now is the chance for you to marry your reality with your fantasies. But in order to have that, you have to confront your fears and have these conversations and understand that you're responsible for your energy and your actions here. The universe can only do so much before you have to start co-creating with them. So I am going to get some practical self-care advice now for you, because I feel like we just roasted the hell out of you, and I do apologize on behalf of my guides, but that was a very strong message encouraging you to communicate and to remind yourself of how much power you have over your actions and your thoughts here. You can't always control what thoughts you have, but you have complete control over what thoughts you choose to believe in and what thoughts you choose to act upon. And if you continue to tell yourself, that's impossible, that's just a daydream that I have, that's just a fantasy that I have. Before I go to bed, I always think of that person and they'll probably never love me, but that's okay. Before I go to bed, I always visualize myself having that job and I'll probably never have it because it's just a fantasy, and that's okay. You have complete control over what thoughts you choose to believe in and what actions you choose to take towards those thoughts. The power is in your hands. That is the beauty of free will. It works both ways. Free will, as in the person that we're dealing with has free will to respond how they want, and we have free will how to respond how we want. Your first message of self-care is perform a random act of kindness. I do think that for many of you, the best way that you can progress from this feeling of stuckness through these changes is by switching up your energy, by doing what you feel was impossible, if that makes sense. I see that perform a random act of kindness is indicating surprise and spontaneity and bringing a lot of joy through these random acts as well. Randomly connecting with people or checking in with people or doing what we want again, because we've only got 4 wands anyway, so let's keep one of them for ourselves, and in our spare time we just want to do this type of thing. Can I please get some more self-care advice for group 2, please, Spirit? They really need it. We have stay away from drama today. Yes, you are decluttering your energy in the next 2 weeks, and I do think that this card is also just reminding you again, your energy is your power. Your energy is in your power. Group 2, what self-care advice do you have for them in the next 2 weeks? Be bold. Don't be afraid to stand out. Try yellow lipstick. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Sorry, I had to lighten the air. It got so tense there, but be bold. Don't be afraid to stand out. It's time to be spontaneous, to do that thing that you've always wanted to do, to address that elephant that's been standing in your room, eating your food, taking up space in your bed. Why is it still with you? It belongs back in Africa. It belongs back in Asia. That is not your elephant. Address it and tell it to go home. Be bold. Don't be afraid to stand out. Your bottom deck energy is commit to self-care rituals. So this is probably the most practical advice you've been given, as well as perform a random act of kindness and stay away from drama. But absolutely, commit to self-care rituals is your bottom deck energy here. And I want to say, like, you don't have a lot of energy, group 2, so remember to prioritize and to really figure out like what is worth investing towards in the next 2 weeks, because you're not expected to do the impossible. You're not expected to focus on everything that isn't achievable. Simply focus on what is within your realm of control. Your energy is, your actions are. Categorize that by list of importance. Coming back to that initial message, you know, what is actually important? What needs my attention today? What can wait until tomorrow? What can wait until the evening? What can wait until the weekend? You know, really characterize that for the sake of your own development in this period of your life, because your changes are trying to help you, and they're trying to remind you how much power you do have when it comes to reacting to the challenges that you face. So group 2, that's what I have for you, sweet pea. I want to give you an ice pack because I feel like we just roasted a lot of you in this reading, but it came with so much clarity and a lot of ideas of like, please listen, we're trying to help. I feel like your spiritual team is trying to connect with you frequently. Messages only come on that strong when the person that I'm reading for has been ignoring themselves or their team for a while. So please listen. They're trying to connect to you. They're always there to help you. Your guides are there to guide you for a reason. You are never truly alone. You always have their support, their love, and their direction. That's why they're there. I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our very active spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. I want to remind you, group 2, that you can take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else. Don't let it take from you. Please look after your beautiful selves. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I shall see you in another reading. Bye! Welcome, Grupus Tripus. If you guys chose the I was about to say black light, blue light glasses, then this is going to be your reading. Honestly, gosh darn, this video isn't sponsored by them, but I clearly have a problem with buying a lot of their glasses. I'm going to put your glasses over here in the corner. I changed the angle for you guys. It wasn't intentional, but I don't believe in coincidences. So you're a little bit on the top, but that's okay. Welcome, group 3. We are doing our fortnightly guidance reading. I used to do these every fortnight on Patreon, and then I thought it's time to bring them onto YouTube so that more people can get these messages. So we've got a lot of information to cover. I'm very excited to be here. I've been like an open nerve this new moon in Cancer, just channeling a lot of energy and a lot of messages. So I feel like I need to get this reading done. Let's get some guidance. What can we expect for the next 2 weeks? We're going to start with the Boggle Box. I'm going to shake this Boggle Box and the letters will tell us who will play an influential role in the next 2 weeks of our life. Oh my God. Oh my God. We are going to use these letters as though they are initials, okay? I'm just going to ignore him. He's being fed. He's being silly. So I just need to warn you, aside from my clapping and Kirk's loud noise, this part is also going to be loud. So I'm going to shake it away from the camera, but just in case, you've been warned. Okay, so who is going to play an influential role in your life in the next 2 weeks? Let's see what initials come through. Excuse me, what is this? Look at this. What do you want to be? An R. Okay, we're going to start up the top here. We have the letter R, we have the letter N, T, K, A, Q, M, R, A, B, Forully. So I'm seeing the word Larry. I'm seeing Barry, Carrie, Marry. Ooh, okay, this is getting a bit juicy. Honestly, treat these letters as initials of people who may be influential in the next 2 weeks, but obviously if it doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit. I'm going to hold this here for a little bit longer. You can screenshot it if you need more time to make words or names, but I'm going to put this out now so we can start getting some messages. We'll start with tarot. Tarot is going to tell us what we can expect for the next 2 weeks, and then the oracle cards will give us more information. Spirit, group 3, Groupus Threepus, what can they expect for the next 2 weeks, please, Spirit? What can group 3 expect for the next 2 weeks? What can group 3 expect for the next 2 weeks? We have the Empress coming out over here. Wow. You guys, wow. Wow. What can I expect? We have, we have the Chariot coming out now. Oh my gosh. I'm using a new deck as well, so I love it so much. What can group 3 expect for the next 2 weeks, please? We have Ace, the Ace of Wands. I think this is the Ace of Wands. I'm going to have to check real quick. I'll get one more card. What can they expect in the next 2 weeks, please, Spirit? What can they expect in the next 2 weeks? What can group 3 expect in the next 2 weeks, please? Holy heck. We're only going to get this one. The 10 of Coins in the reverse. And there is a card here that's flipped. It's Destiny. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Let's see what your bottom deck energy is. Your bottom deck energy is the 10 of Wands in the reverse. Wow, group 3. You guys have really been through it, and you've done this period with grace, might I say. Your next 2 weeks is like a massive payoff for what you've already been through. You guys are expanding in a very tangible sense. I just want to clarify this Ace real quick, just to make sure. I don't want to make mistakes when it comes to the energy of this Ace. Is it the Ace of Wands, Spirit? Let's go back. Let's go back. I'm so sorry. I should have... I'm just like that, though. I don't... Yeah, it is the Ace of Wands. Wow. Interesting that it's reversed. There was a specific message for this card when it's in the reverse. Let me just have a look again. Courage and intuition. Look over here, you guys. The Ace of Wands, courage and intuition. So I do think that it's in the middle of your reading, so I had to get it straight. But overall, your message, group 3, sorry for that hiatus, is that you are expanding. The next 2 weeks, there's a lot of positive forward movement for you, group 3. A lot of people are struggling, but you are not one of them. If you've picked this group, I see a lot of positive movement forward for you, and I also see the opportunity to advance even further. Like, the next 2 weeks isn't supposed to be treated as like a be-all end-all. It's a period of continual expansion for you. For some of you, there could be a birth in the next 2 weeks, or at least a conception preparing you for a birth. You're creating something in the next 2 weeks and expanding upon it. I feel like you're going to have very strong desires to move things forward, and I also feel you sort of entertaining your fears in a more positive way, as a way to measure whether something is worth investing towards. And I want to say that if you do have fears, you're actually treating them as something that could promote you. Like, it's almost like you use your fears as fuel to overcome even more. It's very interesting. You're very progressive, group 3. I see a lot of expansion. I see the opportunity to really step towards something and to take something for what it is. I also see you accepting losses for what they are as well. If something isn't working out right now, I see you taking it as a sign to focus your energy elsewhere and to grow elsewhere. I do see you having courage and a strong intuitive ability to know when something is not worth investing in. For some of you, you're pulling your energy or your time back from something. This could look like a change of job, change of a relationship, or more time by yourself away from other people. The Ten of Pentacles overall, though, it kind of feels like you guys are pulling away from one thing and pushing towards something else, especially with Destiny over here. Destiny is almost saying that you're being pulled in a new direction, and I feel like this is causing a separation from something that you're already in. Let's clarify that. What are they moving away from, Spirit? Why is the Ten of Pentacles and Destiny here? Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? The Ten of Pentacles is here because the Devil is reversed. We no longer want it. I just heard that line from the Labyrinth. You have no power over me. Power over me. Power over me. Power over me. It feels like the situation is no longer your slave master. You've emancipated yourself from something that you'd been in for quite some time, or you were very committed to it before. And now you're stepping away from it, moving towards something else. Why is Destiny here, Spirit? Why is Destiny here? Destiny is here to set us free. Look at this. The Nine of Swords. It's very graphic. Yes, that is a rabbit. And yes, that is a sword. Destiny is here to set you free. Destiny is not only giving you an epiphany, but it's bringing you a bright light that is shining through the darkness that you have been hiding in or confused in. There is clarity coming your way in the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be very hard for you to ignore. It's like a bright light shining in a new direction. I see many of you getting an epiphany in the next 2 weeks that is helping you move forward in a way that you felt you couldn't before. Let's double check why the Ace of Wands is here reversed, Spirit. Why is the Ace of Wands reversed? They want you to have courage, but they also want you to trust what you do know. So yes, the Ace of Wands reversed in this deck is linked to your intuition, but Spirit's also tying it to the power of your mind and the fact that you use the information that you have in order to move forward. Take the information that you have in order to move forward. I feel that for you guys, there is going to need to be a more creative way of getting through this or creating something for yourself. But Spirit's saying that in the next 2 weeks, you're going to have the ability to take action towards this. It's almost like this is a do-over, a rebirth, and you're taking it in your stride. Instead of like waiting for the universe to give this to you, I see you making this opportunity happen for you with your courage. Instead of somebody saying, hey, I got a wand, do you want it? You're like, hey, I just saw that person get a wand. Where can I get a wand? I'm going to make a wand. I'm going to get myself a wand. That's what this King of Swords is kind of doing. It's this feeling of taking accountability over your actions and your thoughts. I really want this. Well, how can I make it happen? I do feel a lot of cardinal energy within you with this Chariot energy, but Destiny is and the Devil. We've got Cancer, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Taurus here as prominent signs, but please only use them as a guide. Try not to use them as a be-all end-all to your message. There's a lot of cardinal energy here, and the cardinal energy is really trying to steer you in the right direction. Can we clarify where the Chariot's here, please, Spirit? Excuse me, just one card, please. Why is the Chariot here? The one card that I have is the Four of Pentacles. The Chariot is helping us move forward because we haven't really been living. There's something in our lives that we've been attached to, but we've been using it as a comfort zone. I feel the Chariot helping shake things up a little bit, and in order to do that, we do need to extend ourselves, or we need to at least be open. The Four of Pentacles can sometimes talk about being frugal or feeling very limited by our resources, needing to budget, etc., and having to be very conscious of what you spend. But I do think that there is a way through this. I don't think that we can use that as an excuse here. I think that with the Chariot, the solution is to be very aware of how you are limited and to work through that, to work around that, to not let that be your stoppage. I'm also seeing a message here that for many of you, you're emancipating yourself from a situation that you were loyal to but wasn't loyal to you. I think that it's time for you guys to grow elsewhere. Can we clarify grow elsewhere with the Empress, Spirit? Why is the Empress here? There's only 2 cards, so I will take them. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Wands. This looks like pentacles, but it could also be wands. And then we have the Page of Wands here. No, that's the Pentacles. This is the Wands. So, Two of Pentacles, there's this indication of making room. Making room. Spirit's saying don't get too attached. Oh my days, why don't you want them to get attached, Spirit? They're really switching up your energy here. I think that the Empress is talking about an expansion in the next 2 weeks. And in order to do this, you have to let go of something. You're too attached to something that needs to end. The Page of Wands is reversed. The Two of Pentacles is reversed. Making room, letting something go. Ending a journey to grow elsewhere with the Page reversed. It's like we outgrew that situation. We're more mature than it now. For many of you, the energy just wasn't balanced for a very long time. The Six of Pentacles is coming out now, which is talking about balance and reciprocation is what I want to say. What I give is what I will get back, etc. This is what I want to invest in. I see you guys in the next 2 weeks, Group 3, investing in something that is supposed to be more obvious as a return, because you guys were previously investing in something that wasn't giving back to you. It wasn't exciting you with the Page reversed. You didn't really want to make time for it anymore with the Two of Pentacles reversed. It was either too time consuming or it just wasn't exciting enough for you to want to invest energy into it. You've decided to take your energy back. You're still in this really fertile energy of the Empress. And I see this growth being channeled into more reciprocal areas of your life, things that will balance. I also see that if you are considering making an investment in the next 2 weeks, this is something that you've already thought about. It is more than likely going to be worth investing in. I see this being something that will be very steady, and it's not like a grow quickly thing. It's like a long-term thing. It does look like a loan or like you just kind of breaking even with something for now, but I see that in future it'll grow into something bigger. So I'm obviously not a financial advisor. Get professional advice if you really do want to invest your money smartly. But I see here that even though it may be slow to grow, it is going to grow. Your bottom deck energy is the Queen of Swords. So I do think that the next 2 weeks is about your mind and taking action over things that you feel you are owed or that you feel you really want in life. Taking accountability over your actions, having the audacity, the courage to do things, because you have a lot of cardinal energy here. You do also have a bit of fixed and a bit of mutable, but the Chariot and the Devil with the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, that's like Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. It just feels very cardinal in your group. There's a lot of desire to take action and to move forward into longer, like longevity seems to be the goal here, whether you're looking at a job or whether you're looking at relationships and money. Longevity here. The wheel is upright. The wheel is bringing you clarity. I do see you receiving an epiphany towards the end of your 2 weeks, or it will be your overarching theme in the next 2 weeks, and it is encouraging you to stay open and to allow yourself to be realistic about your resources while staying open to moving forward. You are moving forward, Group 3. A lot of growth for you in the next 2 weeks. Your bottom deck energy, yeah, Queen of Swords. Let me get some oracle cards, shall we? Let's see what's happening in love. I'm going to start with the Psychic Tarot oracle deck. This is the Heart. What is it called? Psychic Tarot for the Heart oracle deck, I think. All right. What is happening in love in the next 2 weeks for Group 3? What is happening in love in the next 2 weeks for Group 3? We have the Four of Wands reversed. Please clarify. What is happening next in love? The Three of Cups. Wow. And the Three of Cups came out upright. This could be a reunion. This could be a social situation. This could be a third party, okay? Especially with the Four of Wands reversed. There is a third energy, an external energy here that is impacting stability in your love life. And it feels like this is coming by way of an expression. I really, in this deck, Share the Love is talking about someone expressing emotions. So I think, is that this person or somebody else? Is that Group 3 or somebody else expressing emotion? It could be somebody else. Capricorn. What can you tell us about this person? What can you tell us about this person? You have a past with them. You have a past with them. They're here to try to work through... Oh my gosh, you need to be clear, please. Are we really going to say that? The message that I'm getting is that they want to fix something. You have someone from your past coming in the next 2 weeks who's seemingly disrupting things. They have an expression of love, group 3. There's this desire to rebuild, but the Tower, although it does talk about rebuilding, in order to do that, it has to break down what isn't working. It has to demolish the existing building, and it can't demolish something that was built on strong foundations. So I do think that this person's presence in your life is both aspirational and volatile, in the sense of they might be the reason why you are in your Empress energy right now, but they're also someone who makes you feel like you crumble when they come around. So for some of you, yes, there is somebody expressing love to you in the next 2 weeks. You share a past with them. You tried to heal from them. You didn't get a lot of closure, but you did your best with what you had. They seemingly stepped away from you. They were afraid of what other people thought with the 5 of Swords, and they kept their distance from you. Win or lose tells me that this person is still thinking about that, and they're still questioning whether they made the right decision. So why are they actually coming back, Spirit? This person sees clearly now where before they didn't. This person has something to say to you. What do they want to say? They want to say that they actually have unresolved... Okay, so this person isn't proud. This person isn't proud about the way that they treated you with the 7 of Swords. This person was very sneaky. They were very shady. They took actions for themselves and thought that it was the best option, in the sense of they didn't think that it would be that hurtful towards you. This person also has something that they need to tell you. They need to tell you the truth. I think that the truth is this person still has strong feelings for you, or maybe they haven't never told you that they've had strong feelings with you. This person sees a future with you. In fact, they've had a bit of tunnel vision towards you for some time, and I see here with Love Abounds that this person is desiring a new beginning. They do want to move forward though. They don't want to dwell on the past, but in order to do that, they need to temper the past. So I see this person needing to have conversations with you, addressing what is broken. I see this person's energy really wanting to work through this. Like, even if it takes time, is what they're saying. The 9 of Wands is like a persevering energy. In this deck, it says rest and reconsider. So they're trying to think of the best way to do this. I feel like this person has been thinking about doing this for quite some time, and maybe you've gotten words about them before and they failed to show up with the solar plexus chakra reverse. This person has confidence issues. They are very quick to change their mind, but at the point that you're seeing this reading, the intention is that this person is wanting to come back in the next 2 weeks. Can we get any other messages about Group 3's next 2 weeks, Spirit, aside from that, for their love? Helpless and hopeless. Spirit is saying that your perception is everything in your current situation. I feel like you're getting a lot of clarity in the next 2 weeks. You're being made privy to alternate futures and alternate directions. You're taking a lot of cardinal power back, and that is going to help emancipate you from situations that you felt stuck in. I see a lot of mental clarity coming your way in the next 2 weeks and really clearly showing you a way out, very clearly. Is there anything else that they need to know from this deck when it comes to love? Don't rush. Don't rush. Take your time, especially if you have fears and concerns. Take your time. This is encouraging you to talk about your fears as well. If this person is wanting a future with you, and I really think they do, we have the Ace of Wands, talk to them about it. What do you actually want? Are you just attracted to me? Have you just been lonely lately? I don't know. I don't feel that from them, but I'm thinking that that might be some of your concerns and fears. I think that you should slow down and talk to them, be honest with them. Bottom deck energy is the Judgment card, and it is reversed. So I do see that while you are growing, when it comes to your love life, things have either been slow or very stuck and stagnant. Blossom here is talking about a truth needing to be addressed or needing to come out in order for us to move forward. It's like the awakening energy of Judgment. And it does feel like in order for this to happen, we need to kind of talk about things that have been holding us back or keeping us stuck. there's an explorative energy here of unpacking something and really getting to the bottom of it as well. So, whew, goodness me, I might have to do a love guidance reading separately because we don't have a lot of time to delve into that, but that is what I'm seeing for your group. Take what resonates, don't force anything to fit, sweet pea. Let's get some Moonology cards next. What else does group 3, what else does group 3 need to know about their next 2 weeks? This spread is basically non-existent anymore, but let's get some more cards. What does group 3 need to know about their next 2 weeks, please, Spirit? We have the energy is gaining momentum in the reverse, so the energy is slowing down. Adjustments are required. No adjustments are required. We have step out of your comfort zone, North Node, and step towards your future. Another card that wants to come out is don't let your past hold you back. How ironic, we got the North and South Node here. We also have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon, reversed. You have a similar energy to one of the other groups. I think it was group 2, if I'm correct. Group 2's energy told us that in the next 2 weeks, we have a lot more control over our situation than we think. And this is coming back to this concept of you are in control of your reactions and your actions. Although we can't possibly control or dictate or even imagine what is going to happen to us, we are very much, our biggest superpower is being able to control what we do in reaction to the things that happen to us. And with nothing is yet set in stone reversed, this is reminding you that you have free will, and that while you have intentions, and while everyone does, while everyone has manifestations and intentions, we do at the end of the day have free will. And especially in a situation that involves 2 people, regardless of what manifestations and intentions they may be, you still have free will, and so does this person. So they really want you to know that in the next 2 weeks. Whatever happens with your interactions with other people, you have free will, and so do they. And I don't mean to set this up as a pitfall, but I know that for some of you, whoever you dealt with in your past, you don't want to deal with them again. Now, for those of you who do want to deal with someone from your past because you see hope for your future and you see a missed opportunity and a new opportunity to connect and build something stronger, I do see that slow is best, okay? Not trying to rush through this. The energy is going to be very slow for you in the next 2 weeks in some respects. While you're moving forward with a lot of determination, all these green lights from the universe, you have the Empress telling you that you're very fertile. You have the Chariot telling you that you've worked through all your fears. You have the Ace of Wands telling you to have courage and to trust your intuition. You have the Ten of Pentacles telling you to reimagine your future because you've accidentally pigeonholed yourself and limited yourself. And you have the Destiny card telling you that the limit does not exist. The universe is blessing you. You have all these green lights, and yet your biggest advice is to take things slowly. The energy is here, but in order to create something that you want for yourself, you have to believe in what you're doing, and you have to know, it will set clear intentions around what you're doing. And if you aren't sure, or if you feel like you just need to take time to figure it out, then do that, because all these green lights are still on regardless. The next 2 weeks, even though you have a green light, you don't have to go 80, you can just coast through at 40 or 60 instead. Now, with adjustments are required reversed, I feel like you're doing very, very well energetically. Group 3, your spiritual team is very proud of you. The cards are telling me that you've been through a lot, that you've worked on yourself a lot, and that you're doing very, very well. In fact, no adjustments are required. It's just a matter of seeing things through, of when you put your mind to something, see it through and make it happen. I do see that you do have the opportunity to make changes if you want to, but for many of you, it's more about setting a new tone for yourself and just continuing on with that new tone. When it comes to this person, you do have the opportunity to do things differently with them. If that is what you want, you do have that opportunity. You have the universe's blessing, but emphasis on do things differently. The same actions will garner the same results. There is a new horizon here. You can choose to do things differently this time. Step outside of your comfort zone this time, moving forward this time, not staying back in the same actions, the same behaviors, garnering the same results Don't let your past hold you back. For many of you, the reason why this person from your past is coming forward is to help emancipate you from cycles or thoughts that had been holding you back. The truth is going to be revealed to you in the next 2 weeks. Whatever that truth is to you, it is going to be revealed to you, and it is going to bless you with an abundance of new opportunities. So to close your reading, we are going to get some healthcare advice. Oh my gosh, I'm just a lawsuit waiting to happen. We are not getting healthcare advice. We're getting self-care advice. Self-care, Spirit. Now, what does group 3 need to hear in terms of self-care for the next 2 weeks? What does group 3 need to hear? We have release self-doubt and let go of fear. Courage is your weapon, sweets. Courage is your weapon. You have so much control over your actions and reactions. Release self-doubt, let go of fear. Look at this. Oh, isn't this just like the most cutest little with the hair and the eyes and the this energy. This energy. You have a lot of purple too, I'm just realizing. A lot of purple. That's what I would consider to be your third eye. Your crown is a bit pink. It's a little bit more pink. Your third eye is more of the indigo purpley color, like a bluey purple. Wow. Trust yourself, sweets. Your feelings are correct. Your intuition is correct. Release self-doubt, let go of fear, trust yourself. You're a lot more tuned in than you realize, you guys. We have write down your goals, dream big. Yes, I do think that some of you have accidentally pigeonholed yourself with the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Your guides are trying to prepare you for something bigger than what you're currently in. You're supposed to have more than what you're currently receiving. You're supposed to have a different future altogether for some of you. Like you need to dream big, write down your goals, dream big. I also see that for you guys, Sagittarius is blessing you with destiny over here. So writing your goals down can be a way of manifestation, and the universe is really listening to you right now. So yes, write your goals down, dream big. Can we get any other self-care advice for group 3? We have, today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. I don't think this is necessarily self-care advice, but this is a little tip on how to stay open-minded and to not let fear succumb to you. Today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. It feels like Spirit is saying, please keep an open mind. When you think of the situation playing out, don't jump to the worst case scenario immediately. Remind yourself that today holds unlimited opportunities to see the beauty in life. The best case scenario could happen. In fact, the card that you had underneath this was literally believe in the impossible, blue moon. So for some of you guys, you have been pigeonholing yourselves, and I think that this has just been a way of you releasing what you couldn't control for so long. But now that you have the ability to take action and to take control back, I think you need to know that this situation holds unlimited possibilities, and the next 2 weeks, some pretty big things could be happening for you in the best of ways. One more card for self-care for group 3, please. One more card for group 3. What do they need to know about the next 2 weeks? One more piece of information is treat yourself to something beautiful today. In the next 2 weeks, really take advantage of your moments, you guys. Destiny works best in terms of the Wheel of Fortune's energy works best when you are living presently and saying yes to opportunities. The universe will continue giving to you for as long as you stay open to saying yes. The minute you shut down and say, no, that's enough, they'll go, okay, your energy's off, that's fine, we'll go to the next person. If you keep that channel open and make this opportunity your own, you will continue to attract and continue to grow with the universe. We have align your intentions with your actions. Wow, that might be the most helpful piece of advice as your bottom deck energy. Group 3, that's what I have for you. I am very excited for you guys. I hope you have an incredible 2 weeks. As always, you guys, please, you especially, take what resonates, don't force anything to fit, and worst of all, don't let it take from you. Today, we did our 2-week guidance reading, and your group, honestly, was a completely different energy to group 1 and 2. If you feel that you may have messages in the other groups, I highly recommend you check them out, especially if this message wasn't 100% hitting, because honestly, you're very, very different to the other three groups. So it's a very joyful reading for me. I think that you've got a lot of positive growth ahead of you. You've got a lot of blessings ahead of you. You've got a very active spiritual team who's very proud of you for what you've done and for what you've been doing. Your main advice that I want to summarize your reading with is please look after yourselves. Thank you so much for all of your support. I'm going to take a quick minute to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's message and for keeping me safe while doing so. Please look after your beautiful selves, Group 3, and I shall see you in another video. Bye!